Are you gents in agreement that the title race is effectively over? City have 3 games left. That's 1 more than Arsenal. They sit 4 points clear. Arsenal only have 6 points left to play for. City's remaining fixtures, they got Chelsea after they faced Real Madrid in midweek. Then they're taking on Brighton at the Amex, and they're going to finish up with a trip to Brentford on the final day of the season. But 1 win from those matches, or even if they would get 3 draws in a row, David, would see them win the title.
Yeah, yeah, I do feel like it's over. I think Man City has been there before. They know exactly what they're doing. You can see in recent weeks getting the job done. Like today, turned up, got a solid result, come away with a point. I think Arsenal, over recent weeks, have shown their sort of inexperience in that position, and you can see what the way they performed today. Just seems like the emotion of it all and concentration wasn't there, and I think it's really beyond them now, mathematically and maybe not, but I think just on performance and where they're at, I think it's Man City's now.
I want to pose this question to the both of you as well, but I'm going to come to you first, Bobby. This Arsenal side, and I know there's been a World Cup halfway through the season, but this is a side which, in terms of days spent on top of the table, is 250 or so. The second highest, without winning the title, was Norwich on about 144. That came in the early 90s, the formative years of the Premier League, a very, very long time ago. This is about 100 days more at the top of the table without winning the title. January 1st, Bobby, they were on 43 points. Every team that have done that have gone on to win the title. No one has failed to do so. By match week 29, they had an 8-point lead over Manchester City, now sit 4 points behind them, having played a game more. Has this been the biggest collapse that you've seen in the Premier League era for a title challenge?
Yeah, it has been. Do you know what? And I thought there could be a wobble in them. I saw them live at Brighton, and they were really, really good. And like I said, I haven't seen many teams do what they did at Brighton. And I thought, actually, these could be the real deal. And I did wonder whether the wobble would come, and just the age, how many young players are in that squad. You know, nobody's really gone and dominated the Premier League at Arsenal for a long, long time. Have they got that ability to sustain it? And that was my biggest fear. And I think when they had their first loss or second loss, I thought, that's it, it's over. Because, you know, the gap just closed. Man City, with so much experience, have been in that position, top of the league, know exactly what it's all about. And that pays so much dividends at this time of year. It really, really does. And you can see that in today's performance. And I think that if Man City were the other way round, and they would, you know, they wouldn't have, I'm not say bottled it, but they certainly would have had a different character and different mindset for today's game, I believe.
David, biggest collapse, do you feel, based on all the statistics I just gave you? How would you rate their season overall? They're probably not going to have any trophies for all they've achieved this year.
I think it's probably viewed as a step forward. Maybe some Arsenal fans and so on, or the club, will say they're 2 or 3 years ahead of where they are with their plans as a football club or as a team. But to be where they were, like you said, 8 points clear, in control of the league, yeah, disappointing. But they've just not, you know, like I said, the age of the players, the character of them, or a lot of them not being in this position before. It's disappointing for them, but hopefully they can take the positives out of it and kick on next year, make a few additions to the squad, and go into the next season with a different attitude. But being chased down Man City, who you know, with the manager and the players, they've just got the job done. They just know exactly what they're doing. They go week in, week out, and they've just got better and stronger as the season's developed, where Arsenal have got weaker. They'll try and take the positives out of it, but yeah, it's disappointing from where they were sort of midway through the season, for sure.
Yeah, for Manchester City, it's as customary for them. They go on these extended runs of just winning matches, not just being unbeaten. I think they've won now 11 in a row in the Premier League, including today, and I think they're unbeaten in all competitions over 22-ish matches off the top of my head. And they seem to do that every single year. It is quite phenomenal. There's no other word for it, really.